Hey, Howie, just if you could just give us a general idea of why you made the move and how it helps the team.
Well, first of all, Zach Ertz, his lasting legacy on this team, on and off the field in this city, some of the most iconic moments in the history of this franchise were from Zach, and just tremendous appreciation for him as a player, Eagles Hall of Famer, on the verge of maybe the NFL Hall of Fame, and as a person, the amount of conversations that you have with him and his love of the game and his love of the city. So, it's a hard day in terms of why we did this. It was about opportunity for the Eagles, opportunity for Zach as we move forward.
Go ahead, John, and then Tim McManus.
Hey, Howie, how much did Dallas's future factor into this with the Eagles? And also, what can you kind of tell us about Tay Gowan?
So first of all, I think, it's become pretty clear to us that going forward, we weren't going to be able to have both those guys. They're both free agents at the end of the year, and it gives us an opportunity for Dallas to step up and be that number one guy, really have that opportunity for the first time in his career and play a lot, and gives him the opportunity to also put his stamp as a leader on this team, as well as the guys behind him. I think some of the circumstances that changed was getting the chance to see Tyree Jackson and wanting to see him in games as he comes back over the next couple of weeks. And Jack Stoll and Noah and these young guys, and giving them an opportunity to play and see what we have in them as we go through the course of this season. We have high hopes and high expectations for all those guys. In terms of Tay, he's a guy that we spent a lot of time with in the draft process. He was somebody that we would have considered with our 6th-round pick. He was in a group of names. He went right before we picked, and he's a long corner. He's got tremendous speed. He was an opt-out guy last year. We had spent a lot of time with him personally before the draft, and again, it gives us a chance to add a young corner to that room.
Tim and then Mike Kay.
You had mentioned the value of Ertz to the younger players on this roster. Nick said that guys like Ertz have made him a better coach. Mm-hmm. Now you've decided to move on from him 6 games into the season. What does it say about how your outlook for this year has changed?
Yeah, I don't think it says anything about our outlook for the season. We still are going in trying to win every game. I think, again, it's an opportunity. It was an opportunity for us as well as Zach, and we have a lot of confidence in the young players. I think really when we look at it, we would have had a bigger regret if we didn't bring Zach back and bring him here and have him around this team and see what it kind of looked like. And so I don't think that we look at it like that at all. We have a lot of confidence, and we had 2 really good players at the position, and we knew moving forward that it was going to be hard for us to do that.
Go ahead, Mike, and then Zach Berman.
Howie, with Zach's importance to the organization, and obviously you guys took your time making this deal, you had other opportunities. How much collaboration did you have with his representation and with Zach throughout this process before this deal was made? Because it seemed like Zach kind of knew what was happening.
Really a lot of communication with Zach, and gave Zach a really heads up about kind of this process on Tuesday. Spent a lot of time with Zach on Tuesday night and talking to him about his future, and a lot of memories about the past too. And it was a hard night on Tuesday night having those conversations, but they were honest. They were good. Zach's an Eagle for life. Zach's family. That will never change, and just very appreciative of him and his contributions.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Howie, following up on Tim's previous question, obviously we've spoken to you about the potential of trading Zach before, and you said you would have regretted not bringing him back this year. How does the compensation compare to what you could have had, say, in the spring? And why do you feel so staunchly that you would have regretted not bringing him back?
Yeah, this was the right opportunity. This was the best opportunity for both us and Zach. And I think, you got to look at it. they're really, from our perspective, and never going to be easy trading Zach Ertz. No, not easy, not an easy day for any of us. But from our perspective, the opportunity to see Dallas in a larger role, and obviously he's a free agent, and there's no secret that that's obviously something here going forward that we have to address. And so getting him in a role where it's not just sharing time and he's the guy, because in terms of our bargaining power, there's going to be no discount on Dallas Goedert, and so we know that. So we want to get as much information and give him as much opportunity to take over that and see him in that role as possible, as opposed to guessing on it. And then you talk about our young guys, and I think what changed a little for us, the surprise of camp, and it was just camp because we didn't see in the preseason games, was Tyree, and just seeing how he's working to get back, and the skills that he has in his body. We want to make sure that we're going into next year knowing as much as we could. If he's going to look like he did during training camp, like, that's going to be a player for us. But he's got to show it in games, and this is an opportunity for him to come back and for us to see that. And we don't think that's just like a shot in the dark. We think this guy's got some traits, and so we want to see that. And Jack and Noah are two guys that we've been high on. So this isn't like we think we're bare at that position. And then we talk about, obviously you get a 5th round pick, and we've had some success in the 5th round, and we get a corner that we thought had a chance to be a player. And then, obviously there's money involved too that could add to another player. So I think that was our opportunity. Again, not downplaying a Hall of Fame player in terms of Zach Ertz, but that's why we made the move.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Bo Wolf.
Howie, this was kind of a long saga with Zach, and I think it's fair to say the relationship between him and the team was strained at some points during it. Does he leave here on good terms, and was that important to you?
Yeah, Dave, this isn't days of our lives, my man. Zach's somebody that we have a very, very close relationship with, and that doesn't mean, just like everybody in their personal lives, there aren't ups and downs, and there are moments when you don't see eye to eye. But this is a guy who is family to us. This is a guy that, I don't know how many other players since I've been here that you talk to 2 days before a game, and you talk about the opportunity, and you kind of talk through it with them. And Zach will be a friend for life. We'll be celebrating for life. This isn't like an obituary here. I said when we left, we're not saying goodbye. So there's no hard feelings at all. It's family, with us and Zach. I personally drafted Zach Ertz. I signed him a couple of times, and I still have a picture of us together with our family after we won the Super Bowl, and his game ball when he set the single season tight end record. Like this, there's no issues, none.
Go ahead, Bo and Jeff McLean.
I know it's not an obituary, Howie, but if we can go back to the beginning of his career, Zach has talked about some of the struggles that he had, and sort of getting over those. From your vantage point, what was it like watching that, and when did you realize that he was, I guess, as special as he turned out to be?
Yeah, it's funny because, I'll never forget sitting in my office with about 8 people as we were getting ready for the 2nd round, and really deciding about between 2 players that we now have on the roster, and Zach and Slay. And Slay had just come off a medical procedure, and I remember, even though we had Selleck and Casey, sitting there and saying, this guy's a 10-year player for us. This guy's Todd Heap, who obviously played at Stanford and Baltimore Ravens tight end, and this is an easy pick. And it may not be the best move for us right now this year in terms of helping the team, but this guy's going to help us for a long time. And I remember like that was yesterday, and we had a room, we had a talented room with Brent and James Casey, but we also had 2 incredible people in that room. James now a coach, and obviously you guys know about Selleck, and I think it was different for him to come in, as a high 2nd round pick and not be the guy. He's always had tremendous confidence in his ability to do that, and he continued to work as hard. When I think about Zach, I think about last year when we came back from COVID, and it was the first day the players were allowed, and looking out my office window and him on the practice field running routes without a ball, and his work ethic, his passion for this game, it was contagious. And that was one of the things, just talking to Steve Keim and asking me what he's getting. You're getting that. And so I think he always had that work ethic. He always had this desire, this sponge to pick up more and to learn more. And I'm hopeful that these young players that, we're high on and have high expectations for picked up from him like he picked up from all the players he was around.
Go ahead, Jeff and Ed Kratz.
Howie, you have a couple more games here before the trade deadline. If things go south a little more, I mean, is that going to open it up the possibility that you'll be willing to sell more of your older players?
Yeah, I don't view us as being sellers. I view us as still having an opportunity in the next 11 games to show what kind of team we are. And I think this was more about the opportunity to really put the pieces of the puzzle together for this team at that position and kind of moving forward. It's not to give up on the season by any way, shape, or form. I'm certainly not thinking about anything going south, Jeff, but we're thinking about the opportunity we have in front of us, starting with Vegas next week, and I know that'll be a huge travel game for our fans. And after we get through this weekend, we'll be excited for that opportunity.
Go ahead, Ed, and then Martin Frank.
Yeah, hi, Howie. Thanks for doing this. Just you talked about the discussions you had Tuesday night about the possibility of this. When did the trade get consummated? Was it after the game, or did Zach go into last night's game knowing that he was going to be traded?
Yeah, I think just based on the relationship with Zach, thought it was important that Zach was able to really go in last night with his eyes open and really enjoy each moment coming out there. He was a captain last night for that reason. So he knew, although we didn't call back Arizona until this morning, he knew this was going to happen. And I think that's what made it special. Dallas didn't play last night, so he had an opportunity to play a little bit more than he's been playing. Catching the touchdown pass, that was special to do that. And obviously you saw his emotion coming off the field. And but I think just talking through it with Zach and understanding here you are and you get to experience this and embrace everything that comes with it. Not many people get an opportunity to do that. And so I think we agreed that was special for him. Hard, obviously, keeping it from the rest of the team, and it's probably a unique situation where you're kind of going to a game, and I think someone asked me, what happens if something happens to him during the game, and I said, that's the chance we're willing to take, because it was special for him last night. It was special for him to come out on a national televised game, in front of our fans as a captain, be introduced, and I get kind of chills just thinking about it.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Howie, you alluded to the fact earlier about Zach's impact on the younger tight ends. Do you think his impact was also just through his professionalism with the way he kind of went through everything that was going on since the offseason? And how do you think that kind of impacted those younger guys seeing that?
Yeah, and I wouldn't limit it to the tight end group. Obviously we got a young group of skill position guys and really a lot of young players on offense. And I think they see how he works every day, how he takes care of his body, how important it is to him. And so that's a huge lesson. And I think that's worth its weight in gold for this team, to have that. And I know Dallas and our tight ends are appreciative of it, but I also think our receivers, our backs, the players on our team. And, I spent some time this morning calling some players on our team to give them a heads up and talk about it. And this is a special guy, and proud to have had him here for as long as we did. And, I know the future is going to continue to be bright for him and his family.
We have time for one more, so we'll end it here with Jeff Mosher.
Hey, Howie, you had talked about getting the chance now to evaluate Dallas Goedert as a number one tight end here. Do you need a certain number of time or games before you feel comfortable? Because I know he has talked already about you guys having contract discussions. So do you need to see more before you can finalize those discussions, or do you think you know what you have?
Yeah, I think we know what we have in Dallas Goedert. Obviously when we talk about Zach and how good of a player he is and how great of a player really he's been, to do this, you have to have a confidence level in the guys behind him. And so We have expectations of Dallas. That was kind of the conversation this morning about what we expect from him. We've seen it, but he's never really had the opportunity to go out there and just be the guy and play 80%. Zach mentioned to me that he was playing 80% of the plays in the past couple of years. Like, he wasn't really splitting time, and so they both have been splitting time, and I'm not sure either of them was able to get into the rhythm that they need because of the kind of players they are when they're splitting time. So we have high expectations. This isn't something like, we have to see a certain number of things before we know. I think we know in Dallas who he is, but at the same time, he's got to take that, and he's got to take that baton and run with it.
Thank you for your time, Howie.
Thanks, Allie.
What's up, everyone? Obviously, emotional day, emotional week. I'm going to try not to cry in this one like last January when I thought it was my last one, but what a journey it's been. What an amazing journey. What an amazing 8+ years, 9 years here. Obviously, I'm extremely excited to be going to the Arizona Cardinals, play with a team that is rolling right now, and just be able to add my skill set to that team. Ecstatic about that situation, and just looking forward to going into that building and showing the type of player I am, the work ethic I am, with no expectation. Just want to win football games. But this is obviously a time of reflection, this amazing 9 years here. And, one of the things that kind of irked me the past couple of days is when this was coming about and people started to know about it, they're like, well, you're going home, you're going back to California, Julie's home, and this is home. Philadelphia is home. And that was tough, just to kind of articulate that to people, that I love this place. I've said it all along. And it's a great opportunity to be here, and I loved it here. I did the best I could every day, and I can leave knowing that. And this isn't going to be the last you'll see of me here in the city. Our foundation is still going to roll here. This is where we want to make an impact. We're doing an amazing project called the House of Hope right in Hunting Park. It's an old church that we're completely revamping, turning it into a Wi-Fi cafe for kids after school. It's going to be a church on Sunday and a Wi-Fi cafe. The goal is around $1.2 million to be raised, so around $750K. Julie and I donated $100 by ourselves. The foundation donated another $100. Had amazing partnerships with Acme and Comcast so far. And so that's something I'm extremely excited about leaving here, is that building. And obviously I'm emotional about it. I was crying in my locker last night for 30 minutes. I felt bad because the guys didn't really know, but I couldn't help it. But it was special. Last January against the Washington, there were no fans, and so it was weird. And I'm glad I didn't end it like that last January. And it was special last night. Obviously, we didn't win, which sucked, but it was fun. It was fun to do what I do out there, and I felt like I played great, was myself, and I'm excited to go to Arizona. And I'll take a few questions. Obviously, this is extremely difficult, so I'll do my best.
Why don't we start with Dave Zingaro and then Zach Berman?
Hey, Zach. I know you said that Philadelphia is home. At what point in your career here did it start to feel like that?
Well, that's a great question. Obviously coming from California, the first year was tough. We played against Detroit in the snowstorm, and I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. California, you don't even see snow where I lived. and you had to seek out the snow if you wanted to see it. And I come out after pregame warmups, and there's a foot of snow on the ground. I can't even run because I'm slipping all over the place. LaShawn has amazing grip. He can do whatever he wants on the field that day, and I'm freaking just by the heater. So that year was rough. I don't think I called it home just yet, but I think, probably after the third year, when I knew I was going to be here for a while and we really knew that this was going to be a place that we wanted to continue to pour into. And just the love that I felt each and every Sunday playing here, winning a Super Bowl here, doing everything we did off the field here. And it's just the people. I mean, that's the toughest part, is leaving the people, leaving the fans. I played with Jason Kelsey for 9 years. So that's the toughest part.
Thanks, Zach. Good luck.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Rob Motti.
Hey, Zach, you spoke candidly and emotionally last January about what you wanted your legacy to be in Philadelphia. You've had 9-10 more months here to kind of write that. How do you think the past 9-10 months have either added to it, affected it, changed it, enhanced it, however you want to phrase it?
I don't know. That's for you guys to decide, I guess. I loved this place. Obviously, I don't regret the way me playing here the past 6 weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. And I said that in training camp. I was having a blast in training camp. I had a blast coming to work every day. Obviously, we didn't win enough games in the first 6 weeks. Obviously, I wish I would have played a little more at times or got the ball a little more at times. But to me, all I care about is winning football games. We just didn't do it enough in the first 6 weeks, and I think that's all that matters in this city, is winning football games. The standards are so high for a reason. The fans care so much. And it's tough for some people, but I loved it. And that was the bottom line. I loved playing here. I didn't care if I got booed. I didn't care if I got said bad things on a Monday after a terrible game on Sunday, because I knew I was going to be in here Monday early catching jugs machines if I had a couple drops, or working on blocking if I missed a block. That's all I cared about, was trying to get better and be the best player I could. And the legacy stuff, that's for you guys. I just know I did my best each and every day to be the best player I could, and I could walk out of the door today, obviously emotional, but content at everything that we've done here.
Rob, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Zach, the stuff you just said about not caring if you got booed, obviously there were some tough moments. There were moments where you were booed. There were moments where there were ups and downs. How were you able to understand that the fans just wanted you guys to be the best you can be and not allow that to be a negative for you? Because there are some athletes who can't handle that. At what point in your career did you realize that this is just only going to motivate and drive me and help me and be able to turn it into a positive?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously when I was young, I think a lot of young players struggle with this. You know, you're told for so long how good you are. In high school, coming out, you're typically a pretty good player. You're a big-time recruit. You have college coaches telling you how good you are. You get to college, you're not great early in your career. You get to the end of your college career, everyone's telling you how great you are. And you kind of sort of expect it. In society today, I think a lot of people kind of they want to be told how good they are. And it's just not the case. It's not reality. It's okay to be told that you're not playing great. It's okay to be told that you need to be better. And in reality, no one should have to tell you that as a professional athlete. I can tell myself if I played well or if I didn't play well. I could tell you exactly how the fans are going to react based on how I played. I don't need them to, I know. So it is, for me, it's just what it is. You can't take it for more than what it is. These people love their team. They love the Eagles. They love their players. This city loves their players. And they want to see us succeed as much, if not more, than we want to succeed. And so for me, it's what I loved about this place. People were honest. People, they're blunt. They don't care about you apologizing on a game on social media if you played poorly. They want you to see you put in the work Monday through Saturday to get better for Sunday. And for me, I think that's what I love. That's why I think I resonated in this city. It's because all I knew was how to work hard. And that's why I love this place.
We have time for a couple more, so we'll go to Jeff, Ruben, and then Mike K.
Zach, thanks for doing this. I just have a few questions. One, so if Dallas hadn't gone on the COVID list, do you think the trade would have gone off then? It seems odd that a trade was pretty much agreed upon and they still had you play.
I cannot answer that what if, Jeff. The fact of the matter is he was on COVID, and I mean, being able to play my last game at home was special. And I don't know if it was a salary cap thing or whatever it is. The fact of the matter is I enjoyed my last game last night, knowing that I was going to not be here. And I didn't really talk to anyone about it during the week. I talked to my family or Julie about it, talked to my agent about it, and I just wanted to focus on the task at hand, which was trying to win a football game. And for me, that's all I've tried to do in my career. And so I wasn't going to let something that was in the future affect my preparation for the week. So I can talk about what would have happened if Dallas wasn't on COVID.
Okay, and then real quick, so the compensation, according to reports, is pretty much what it would have been had something been done before the season. So I'm trying to understand, why the move wasn't made then, and what was the explanation you received, and what was your opinion of that?
I mean, I couldn't control. I tried to articulate in the off season how I felt about everything, and I'm not the one pulling the trades. And I'm employee number 86. I don't know. Hopefully it takes a little while for them to get another one in there. But I just do the best I can. And I don't know what happened. I don't regret anything about this offseason. I didn't say anything. I just tried to get healthy and be the best that I could. And I think playing last night, I think if you go back and watch everything, watch the game, not just the catches, but I think I showed exactly who I am as a player again last night. And so I'm excited. I don't regret anything that happened. I don't regret that it didn't happen before the season, because this is a much better way to go out than January 3rd of last year. And at the end of the day, yeah, we're 11 catches away from the record. But if you told me coming into the league that I would be second all-time possibly in this great organization's history, that would have been an unbelievable achievement in my eyes. And who knows, maybe I'll come back and get 12 catches and Harold can go to number 2. But I'll let him have it for a few more years, I guess, maybe forever. But it's been fun.
Let's wrap it up with Ruben and Mike.
Hey, Zach. Howie mentioned that he called you an Eagles Hall of Famer. Mentioned that you saw Runyon and Trey went in yesterday. You know how much the Eagles Hall of Fame means. What does it mean to you that obviously it won't be official for a little while, but he basically said that you'll be in the Eagles Hall of Fame one day. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's an honor. I mean, this organization stands for so much, not only as players, but I feel like really in this community. It's a representation of the blue-collar work ethic that this city represents, and it will be an honor one day to have that opportunity. Obviously, I think it just is a reflection of just the way I approached things. I don't think it's necessarily, obviously the results were there on Sundays, but I don't think you show up 16 times a game and go into the Eagles Hall of Fame. You got to show up each and every day. I love to practice. I still love to practice. And I was talking to a player who's probably at the end, and I asked him the other day, I said, why do you want to go one more year? And he just said, I just don't want to end how it ended last season or whatever. Then he asked me why you keep playing. I said, because I love the process. I love the process of going to work on a Wednesday morning. I love the process of going to training camp practice on a Thursday when I don't feel like practicing. My body's telling me, you really can't practice today. But mentally, just preparing myself when things are going poorly, because I know they are going to go poorly at some point in the season, to tell my mind, to tell my body, hey, it's time to go. And so I love the process. I love this game. And I think that's what a Philadelphia Eagle is all about, is showing up all the time, doing your best, living with the results, and then improving from there. And obviously, my goal is to be in the Hall of Fame, and hopefully this move to Arizona will continue to help me on that. But it truly is an honor to do that, and I can't wait to come back and celebrate that one day with all you guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Go ahead, Mike. We lost him.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Zach, can you hear me?
Yep.
Thanks for doing this. I know you said that the wins are what matters to you, but you knew going into this game you probably weren't going to be back. What did capping this run with that final touchdown in front of this crowd mean to you in that moment, knowing that this was probably the last time? And did you keep the ball?
It was awesome. I think I spiked the ball so hard I think it disappeared. I just tried. It was surreal. I mean, I wanted to win the game, obviously, but catching a touchdown on the first drive was fun. It kind of just allowed me to play free the rest of the game and not really worry about anything else but trying to win the football game, which is what I always have done. But it was awesome to do that. I mean, I think this team's got a lot of young talent. There's a lot of good young players to build around. And I'm excited. I'm going to be the biggest fan from afar, obviously. Always going to be cheering for these guys. I think I've developed so many good relationships over the years. Even these young guys that are just coming into the league, I feel like I've truly gotten to know them and connected with them this year. It's been a lot of fun. And so I'm going to be rooting from afar. Obviously, the foundation is going to keep doing what they're doing. You guys can go to ErtzFamilyFoundation.org to check out some more information on the House of Hope. We're partnering with a lot of great people. It's going to be an amazing, amazing project for our city. Obviously, there's an epidemic of gun violence right now in the city, and we want to provide a safe space for these kids, give them a place to go to do their homework, get some food, feed them, give them some guidance. We're partnering with Tim Mateo organization run by Pastor Rob Whitmire. And so just because I'm not physically here doesn't mean I'm not going to be here continually. And I'm so excited to join the Cardinals. They're 5-0. Got a big game against the Browns on Sunday. I'm looking forward to playing with Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green, and Jordan Hicks has been recruiting me all week, so it's going to be good to see him. And I'll tell him you guys all say hello. Don't worry. But I truly love it here. I truly appreciate all you guys. We've had some great times. We've had some low times, but I know I did my best. And I think at the end of the day, I can live with that walking out of here today. It's going to be tough, but it's been a blast. And so I'm appreciative to all you guys, and thanks for everything.
Thank you, Zach. Thanks, everybody.